Ayanokoji never tries to become someone better. He already decided who he was going to be, and then he built the conditions to make that person inevitable. Most people who watched Classroom of the Elite felt something shift while watching him. The way he reads a room before anyone else has finished talking. The way pressure lands on him and just doesn't move him. You recognized something in that. A version of yourself that's quieter, sharper, less reactive. And then the episode ended and you went back to being exactly who you were before you pressed play. That gap isn't a motivation problem. It's a systems problem. And that's the difference this challenge is actually built around. Because there's something the science says happens specifically around day 60 that almost nobody in this space talks about. And it completely changes how you should think about what you're about to do. I'll get to that. But first, here's why most attempts at this fail before they even start. Most people who try to live like a character just copy surface-level stuff. Most people who try to live like a character just copy surface-level stuff. They wake up early, they read books, they act cold at parties. That's not what Ayanokoji is. He's not a set of behaviors. He's a system. And the difference between copying behaviors and building a system is the difference between performing for 2 weeks and actually changing. So here's what we're covering. 3 real traits, how to actually build them, and why 60 days is the exact right number. The second most important thing you can take from Ayanokoji is how he processes information before he reacts. Watch any scene where someone confronts him, challenges him, or tries to pressure him. He doesn't rush. Throughout the novels and anime, Ayanokoji has almost never responded immediately to something. He usually takes a bit, sometimes even long pauses before responding. In real life, this is one of the most underrated skills you can train, and it's completely learnable. The practice is simple. Every time you feel the urge to respond immediately, in a conversation, in a text thread, in an argument, you pause for 3 seconds before you say anything. That's it. 3 seconds. It sounds almost too small to matter, but here's what's actually happening inside that pause. Your brain is shifting from reactive mode to deliberate mode. The prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for reasoning and planning, gets a chance to catch up with the emotional response that fired first. Over time, that pause stops being something you have to remember to do. It starts happening on its own. The reason this one comes first is because it's the foundation everything else sits on. Controlling your emotions, practicing keeping calm in stressful situations, is the baseline. Meditation or mindfulness techniques can help you stay centered. But honestly, you don't need an app or a ritual. You just need the pause. Build that first, and the rest of what we're about to cover becomes significantly easier. Now here's where it gets interesting, and this is the thing I want you to hold on to until the end of the video. Ayanokoji's most dangerous trait isn't his intelligence, it's his system. He doesn't rely on willpower or motivation. He builds environments and routines so that the right behavior is always the path of least resistance. And there's a reason that approach is more powerful than anything else you could do. I'll get back to that. The second trait, and this one is where most people actually start seeing results, is deliberate observation. Ayanokoji develops keen observational skills, paying attention to body language, tone, and small details in conversations and surroundings, and by closely watching people and trends, trying to predict what's going to happen next. This is not a personality trait he was born with. It's a practice, and you can start today. The way you build it is through what I'd call a daily audit. Every evening, take 5 minutes and write down 3 things you noticed about people that day. Not events, people. The way someone's tone shifted when a certain topic came up. The way a friend laughed a little too loud to cover something uncomfortable. The way your coworker went quiet right before a decision was made. You're training your brain to stop moving through the world on autopilot and start reading it. Ayanokoji is a master of thinking several steps ahead, practicing making plans that account for multiple possible outcomes. That ability doesn't come from raw intelligence. It comes from having more data than everyone else, because he actually paid attention. Do this every day for 2 weeks, and you will notice things about the people around you that you genuinely never saw before. It's not magic. It's just directed attention, repeated until it becomes a reflex. And that word, reflex, is exactly where we need to go now, because this is the part almost no one talks about honestly. You've heard the 21-day habit rule. Everyone has. The thing is, the commonly cited 21 days figure originated from a misinterpretation of Maxwell Maltz's 1960 observations about surgery patients adjusting to physical changes, not behavioral habit research at all. A plastic surgeon noticed his patients took about 3 weeks to get used to seeing their new face in the mirror, and somehow that became the gospel of self-improvement. The popular 21-day rule has no scientific basis. According to Phillippa Lally's research at University College London, it takes an average of 66 days for a new behavior to become automatic, with a range of 18 to 254 days. And the metric she was actually measuring wasn't a calendar streak. A habit is considered formed when it reaches automaticity, the point where you do it without conscious deliberation. You don't have to think about it. It just happens as part of your routine. This is the goal, to reduce the cognitive load so the behavior becomes your default, freeing up mental energy for other decisions. So your 60-day Ayanokoji challenge isn't arbitrary. It's almost exactly where the science lands. And here's the reassuring part. Lally's research specifically found that missing a single day had no statistically significant effect on the habit's overall automaticity trajectory. Missing a day doesn't reset you. The all-or-nothing pressure you felt before, the "I broke the streak so I might as well quit" spiral, that's not how your brain actually works. The curve keeps climbing. Now back to Ayanokoji's real secret. The third trait, and the one that makes everything else stick, is what I'd call system design over willpower. Time blocking is the most critical essence of Ayanokoji's daily routine. The concept is simple. You set aside a specific block of time for any specific task. For instance, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. being reserved as workout time. This way, you avoid waking up disoriented and without any specific purpose or direction, and instead have a clear course of action from the get-go. Here's why this matters more than motivation ever will. The actual research on habit formation found that simple behaviors automated faster than complex ones. The more complex a behavior, the longer it takes to become automatic, which means the single most important thing you can do in this challenge is make each behavior as simple as possible. Don't decide to be more disciplined. Decide that at 7 a.m. you sit down and read for 20 minutes. Don't decide to think more strategically. Decide that every evening after dinner, you write 3 observations. The behavior has to be specific, timed, and attached to something you already do. That's the system. Ayanokoji doesn't fight his environment. He engineers it. If you're finding this useful, drop a comment below and tell me which of these 3 you're starting with. And if you want to go deeper on the psychology behind this kind of character-driven self-improvement, the next video is already queued up. It's worth watching right after this one. So here's where we land. The pause before reacting. That's your emotional foundation. The daily observation audit. That's your intelligence engine. The time-blocked simplified system. That's what makes both of them stick past day 10, past day 30, past the point where motivation runs out. And here's the thing I promised you at the start. Day 60 isn't the finish line. The automaticity curve rises steeply at first, then gradually flattens as the behavior stops requiring conscious effort and begins running on automatic. And the median time to reach 95% of that plateau was 66 days. Your 60-day challenge is the point where the behaviors start belonging to you. Not the end of the experiment, the beginning of the person. Ayanokoji is a fictional character from Classroom of the Elite, known for his calm demeanor, emotional restraint, and strategic thinking. And while he is not real, his characteristics such as patience, discipline, and control are real-life skills that are worth developing. The version of you on day 60 won't need to think about pausing before reacting, won't need to remind yourself to observe, won't need to schedule willpower. It'll just be how you move. Start tomorrow. Day 1.